Hello, everybody. How are you? How are things in your world, guys? We're going to talk about Charlotte once again, Charlotte, North Carolina, our featured community this week. And today, this video, we're going to talk about the climate, the weather, the environment. What's it like when you go outside, when you step outside your door in Charlotte? What do you experience? What is it like to live there? And go through the day-to-day weather, where we're going to find out right now. And as usual, this is a parody channel. What you're about to hear is 95% made up off the top of my head. So now Charlotte has what is known by scientists as a humid to extra humid climate. That is the technical science distinction. And there are 4 seasons in the Charlotte area. There is summer, there is post-summer, there's winter, and almost winter. Okay? And so the winters are fairly cool. And this is why a lot of people like this part of North Carolina and in this part of the country, is that the winters are either cool, like, sweater weather, sweatshirt weather. You might want to wear your North Carolina Charlotte sweatshirt. Maybe University of North Carolina Chapel Hill sweatshirt. It just depends on where you went to school. Maybe you went to one of the high schools in the area. You want to wear your leather jacket. Okay, and it could get all the way down to, the various ranges of winter weather. But sometimes it gets really cold, guys. And you may have to put the hood up on your sweatshirt, guys. It gets, it's not, Canadians come down and they're walking around without shirts on. That's when you know that the winters are fairly mild, because Canadians think it's summer. They come down from Montreal and Quebec City and Ontario, and they think this is a vacation paradise. And it's the middle of January, middle of February. And people in Charlotte might be 6th generation. It doesn't matter. They're going, oh, man, it's so cold. And they look out their window, and there's 17 Canadians walking down the street. One of them's, got earmuffs on, but the rest of them are shirtless, guys and girls. And they think this is summertime. They think it's a nudist colony or something. They're laughing their heads off, drinking Molson's. So let's see. That's the winter. Okay. Now there are roughly 60 nights per year that it will get below freezing. So it's not exactly, when they say mild. It'll go below freezing, and so that means that your breath, you'll be able to see your breath. Okay, when it's below freezing and you go outside and breathe, you'll see your breath. Either that, or you are seriously into vaping. And I don't know if you've ever been by somebody that's vaping in their car. It looks like a dragon is driving the car, and that they're fighting a knight on a white horse at the same time, breathing fire, because so much vape smoke comes out of the windows, you think you better call the fire department. Yes, I'm following a 1979 Gran Torino with so much vape coming out of the windows. You better send the fire department. Like that. All right, so now April is the driest month. Now, why? Scientists aren't really sure, but it's the beginning of spring, and normally April showers bring May flowers. Well, in Charlotte, it's so dry. April dryness brings chapped lips in May, is kind of the local saying. Now, on the flip side, it is pretty humid in the summer. It gets hot and it's humid. In Charlotte, they had an interesting innovation, okay? It's so humid in certain months that they developed a double shower technique. When you're in a humid area and you take a shower, then all of a sudden you've just taken a shower, but you feel like you need to take a shower again within 2 minutes because you're sweating already? In Charlotte, they designed the 2 shower bathrooms. And that's why people are confused. They're like, why are there 2 shower heads? They think it's for couples or maybe they have a softball team and they need to get them all in there at once, and they have two showers, multiple showers, okay? More like a shower room at a gym or something. But no, that's not it. It's the double nozzle anti-humidity shower technique that they've developed in Charlotte. And that's why it hasn't spread as far west. Like if you're from California, if you're from Arizona or dry states, you may not even have heard of this. You don't even know what it is. But on the East Coast, they know it as the Charlotte double nozzle. And what it is, you take a shower and then you step into the other nozzle and you take another shower. And that's getting rid of that humidity as best you can. So now it'll go up above 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, if you're one of my fans from outside the United States, that means 32 degrees centigrade or Celsius, however you want to say it. So that's pretty hot. And if you go through let's say you're walking down the street on a super humid day in 90 degree weather. Well, then you are going to get closer to God, because when it's 98 degrees and 90% humidity, you're thinking that you're moving through a bowl of soup. And all of a sudden, all of those days you shortchanged your Catholic education or whatever faith you may grow up in or may not have, whatever higher power that you may or may not be interested in, you're going to be calling on them, because you say to them, I am not going to make it. I'm not going to make it from this 2-mile walk from here to the bank. That ill-advisedly, I thought I could walk to the bank machine and get some exercise and come back, but I'm not going to make it. So Lord, and you put your hands above your head and you say, Lord, if you deliver me from this challenge, walking to the bank machine and home, I will dedicate my life to the service of others. And all of a sudden, you're on the side of the road preaching. And you're so good at it, right? You're so scared you're going to die out there in the heat and the humidity that the cars are stopping. And this is the part of the world, okay, the South, where if you're a good preacher, you can draw a crowd pretty quick, okay? And it gets so humid, all of a sudden you've got the angelic tongue of a purebred preacher. And 45 to 57 cars are pulling over to the side of the road, and people are like getting down on their knees, and they're like, preach, brother, preach. And it's so hot and humid, the sweat is pouring off of them. And all of a sudden, you're pushing them back with your hands, and they're falling back onto their cars right on the streets, and the cops are pulling up like, what the hell's going on? I mean, that's how hot and humid it gets. So now, But still, I'm overselling it, because I think you will enjoy the area if you want to move there, because lots of people are moving to Charlotte. It's this undiscovered gem. And you know why? Because they're keeping it on the down low. You think Charlotte? Have you ever heard anything from the Charlotte publicity and PR department? From the Charlotte Advertising Council, advertising the community across the country in newspapers, radio, television, online, Facebook, Google, the Snap, the TikTok? No. You know why? They don't have a department. They don't have an advertising department. Why? They don't want people to know about it. I swear, you look up Charlotte on YouTube, and basically my videos will come up. And maybe some others from other regular citizens doing videos about the area. But not from the city of Charlotte. They're trying to keep it on the down low. Or the state? You think the state of North Carolina wants people moving there from Wisconsin? Bringing all that beer with them and stuff? Bringing all that cold weather, and those people from Wisconsin have an extra layer of blubber on them to survive the winters. They don't want those people down in North Carolina coming down there. No, because it's too many people. And then the Wisconsin people, they're bigger. They're just bigger people. It's just the way it is. And when you get too many people from Wisconsin on a city bus, it's going to tip to the side, and it could be an insurance risk. So this is why Charlotte and many of these unheralded gems of the, especially the South, they don't want to get the word out. the city of Charlotte. This is no lie, I'm making this up, but it's pretty close. From 1990 to the present day, they doubled in size. Doubled. They're trying to, if they ever advertise anything, they're gonna have negative advertising. They're gonna downplay it. The campaign will be Charlotte, North Carolina. Oh, you don't want to move here. And they're gonna have shots of, people shaking their head outside of a restaurant like, wow, that was a bad meal. And the reason being, they know it's the exact opposite. Because when people come there, it's just one of those cities, guys. I'm not overselling it. This is the way it is. There's certain cities in the United States that when people go there and experience them, they look at each other, married couples of any age, look at each other as they're driving home from Charlotte. They look across the car at each other. They go, why the hell do we live in Indiana? And the next thing you know, they're calling the U-Haul, they're filling it up with all their junk, and they're moving down to Charlotte. And the good people of Charlotte, 4, 5, 6 generations, one of the original cities that turned back the British. Think about this. The city of Charlotte was like 6 log cabins. They kicked out a British official. They wouldn't let him move in. This is before the revolution, guys. So this town has been America from the beginning. And they look out their house. They look out the window of their house, and they see the Indiana plates on the car, and people moving in, they're like, oh. Or even worse, Canadian plates. Saskatchewan. They can't even pronounce it. The little kid's like, Mom, there's people moving in from Saskatoon. And they're like, what? What the heck? And they look out, they're like, oh, Saskatchewan. And it's not that they dislike people. They love people. And that's part of the charm, is that everybody gets along. You walk down the street in Charlotte, and people are going to say hi to you. But they don't want any more people. Are you kidding? We're trying to keep it on the down low, is what they say. In fact, at the city council, they have strategies on how to discourage people from moving there, because it's like a hot bar, right? At first, you're one of the cool people there. You go in, and everybody nods at each other like, yeah, everybody knows this. Everybody cool is on the inside knows this bar. And then slowly the word gets out, because some knucklehead tells their cousin from California or Colorado to come on down. And the next thing you know, all of these people wearing muscle shirts, cutoffs, and with questionable bathing schedules come to the cool bar. And now your favorite bar is overrun by clods. That's what Charlotte's afraid of, guys. That's what Charlotte's afraid of. Because they know they have it good, okay? And it's not that they don't want to share. See, that's the thing. They're very giving people. But you don't want to go out of your way to get these knuckleheads to move in. Because what do? The next thing you know, they're putting up a fence around their yard with those lions that you can get at the ticky-tacky outdoor furniture store, where they have those lions. And next thing you know, there's lion heads on either side of a driveway, but the driveway can fit 2 cars. It's not like a long, elegant lane where maybe the lions would fit outside of an estate. No, we're talking about a 4-bedroom house in the suburbs with the lions. Well, who invited these people into the neighborhood with their dumb lions? You see what I'm saying? So that's what they're afraid of. What were we talking about? Oh, the weather. 42 inches of rain every year, but it's spread throughout the year. Summer is a little bit wetter. I mean, it's just very, you could call the weather the climate there temperate, I think would be a good way of putting it. But they do get snow. Now listen to this. 4 inches of snow every year. Oh, my. What are you going to do with all this snow? Hey, Mama, get out the skis. It's snowing out there. Daddy, it's only a ½ inch. That's all we need, Mama. Get them skis. We're going to grease them up with some beaver pelts, some beef jerky, and some grease from the underneath the kitchen sink. But the good thing about it, when it does snow, at least for the children of North Carolina, is they shut down the whole state. I mean, North Carolina has no idea what to do with snow. And this is not a slam. I'm just saying it's not their specialty. Like, I grew up in Canada. All right? They know what to do with snow. Snow is part of their life, part of their culture. They go outside, they pick up the snow, and actually, when it snows heavy, they open the windows. They want to get a snowdrift going inside the house, because then the kids don't have to go outside where it could be dangerous, right? They can do their sledding inside the house. All right? It's part of the culture. Now, in North Carolina, when it snows, everybody looks at each other, and then they let out a blood-curdling scream like, ah! Oh, what do we do? What do we do? Okay? And the thing is, they shut down the schools. You think I'm kidding? You get like a dusting of snow, and the mothers are on the phone to the school board and saying, Mr. Johnson, you better shut down these schools or I'm going to pull my kids out of school and homeschool them, and then I'm going to get everybody in the neighborhood to homeschool their kids. And the next thing you know, you're going to have 3 kids in the whole school, and you're going to have 48 teachers and 3 kids. They threaten the school board. And the school board presidents, a lot of them are from other states. They're educated at big schools like University of Texas and the University of Colorado at Boulder, and they know they have it good because they have a big house for little money, and they don't want to PO these moms, and the moms want to shut down the school because they don't want little Johnny to walk to school in a dusting of snow and maybe slip and fall. Gosh forbid a kid fall down. Gosh forbid Johnny tip over and fall on his butt in the snow, in a quarter inch of snow. So that is one of the great things for kids, because they're like, no school. Hey, no school, snow. No, kids love it. It's the parents that are afraid of it. The kids love it. They go out and they'll go and lick the snow off of the sidewalk. They stick their head down there on the sidewalk and they lick the snow and they go, I'm eating snow. They think it's funny. But, kids are crazy. They don't know what they're doing. Your brain isn't fully formed till you're 25. So that's why you have college kids out there licking the snow off the sides of buildings and stuff, because they don't have a full brain. They don't, especially the freshmen. Think about it. Your brain is developing until you're 25. Well, if you're an 18-year-old freshman, you're half as dumb as a 22-year-old senior, and they're big dummies. So you're out there licking snow like, hey, it's snowing. But that's what happens in North Carolina. So, guys, I hope that gives you an idea of the climate there. It's an interesting, fascinating area that they try to keep on the down low because they know the weather is very temperate. All right, it's not too hot, not too cold. There's a little bit of both. You're going to get some hot days. You're going to get some cold days. But for the most part, it stays right in the beautiful middle. And they're trying to keep that from the rest of the country finding out, because once they find this stuff out in the people that live in Carbondale, Illinois, okay, or Ottumwa, Iowa, they're going to come firing over the hills to North Carolina and buying them homes and driving up prices. All right, come on back, guys. That's it for this one. We're going to have so much more on Charlotte till we close it out, probably tomorrow, and then we'll start in on a new city. And all kinds of stuff coming up on the channel. Come on back.